of designing your environment, right? That's it. So my key thought process in this session is, I start with something called unlearning model. First of all, right? Before we learn, it's very important for us to unlearn something. So I want to just take few minutes to think about what to unlearn, what not to unlearn also. Okay? And then take a journey of how to map your AI fuels. So how to take your journey, what to adopt, what not to adopt. Okay. And then again take a break thinking on linear and non-linear adoption models. Right? We talk about value streams, we talk about a lot of process-driven thinking, but AI is disrupting no other type, no broader level. So we may not be able to apply our say value stream mapping end to end to achieve that. So I'm just taking a quote of Kalidasa. Okay, well, just to quickly highlight, this he says that what is old is not to be discarded simply because it is old, or all things that are new to be rejected. Right. So it's all about us how we pick it. Okay, that's because agile is old doesn't mean that it's going to apply, or it's cannot be applied. So there are very specific context that we should work on. Okay. So first takeaway is it's all about the context what we are working on. So my context, okay, I need to do this. Okay. So my context, so people who done context engineering heard this term, right? So what is context engineering?
Context is when you are basically now in the current scheme of things, when implementation and AI systems are there. So when you are giving a prompt, and then you are expecting the LLM or the RAG to give you a reply. So what is the relevance with which you are wanting?
How relevant I am today? That's a simple question I am also giving. Okay. So my role, what I'm doing, right? I'm serving a swarm of data specialists. Right now, we are giving away the terms like data engineers, data scientists, and data analytics. All this out. Everything is getting together. Similarly, if you remember, what they call Moon stack, and Moon stack all can we call full stack developers, right? Why that term came? Why that roles are getting disrupted?
Because creating front end and back end all work seamlessly together.
So you handle vertically, don't do horizontal technical level blockers, right? It's also happening in data area as well. So because of AI, we are bringing those people, bring their knowledge together so that AI can bring those patterns. So my role, is to build fiber analytics for BT.com. I'm part of BT group. I was with Devon till 2021, right? And current role, I have a team of around 50 plus smart Gen Z and Alpha kids who have more the knowledge than me. Okay, and my other side of this, I have too much of data, so where I need to lay down fiber for the entire UK structure, which is around say 35 million homes, to bringing network to your home, right, and giving analytics of when to use, what is level of they call lat long, we call lat long roads, right, northern, eastern. So we do a lot of geospatial analytics. I have built graph databases for ourselves, graph and we have done knowledge graphs. We have built more of you name a model, right? We end up in building all this data because we live with data. My major part of my 70% of team in building high quality data, and rest is handled by my data science team. Okay. So one part of my current journey for last 1.5 years is building a bit of agents for my team so that improving their data productivity. So I'm not building agents for my end users, I'm building agents for my developers to make their life better. So that's the context I'm working on. Okay, if you want more questions on that, please feel free to question me there. Okay, I'll go to the context of unlearning. Okay, so first piece, I'll take first 7 minutes to just share. I don't want to see. I want to share the whole screen.
did something. I did something that damaged my
So
mind.
let me just.
You've heard people say it's just like riding a bike, meaning it's really easy and you can't forget how to do it, right? But I did something. I did something that damaged my mind. It happened on the streets of Amsterdam, and I got really scared, honestly. I can't ride a bike like you can. Before I show you the video of what happened, I need to tell you that.
Is it audible?
Like any 6-year-old with a MacGyver mullet, I learned how to ride a bike many years ago.
We have done the maximum.
Life school.
So you need to go for it.
Everything changed though when my friend Marty called me 25 years later. Where I work, the welders are geniuses and the engineers. He had a challenge for me. He had built a special bicycle and he wanted me to try to ride it. He only changed one thing. When you turn the handlebar to the left, the wheel goes to the right. When you turn to the right, the wheel goes to the left. I thought this would be easy, so I hopped on the bike ready to demonstrate how quickly I could conquer this.
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Distance, first attempt riding the bicycle.
You can see that I'm laughing, but I'm actually really frustrated. In this moment, I had a really deep revelation. My thinking was in a rut. This bike revealed a very deep truth to me. I had the knowledge of how to operate the bike, but I did not have the understanding. Therefore, knowledge is not understanding. Look, I know what you're probably thinking. Yes, it's probably just an uncoordinated engineer. Can't do it. But that's not the case at all. The algorithm that's associated with riding a bike in your brain is just that complicated. Think about it. Downwards force on the pedals, leaning your whole body, pulling and pushing the handlebars, gyroscopic precession in the wheels. Every single force is part of this algorithm. And if you change any one part, it affects the entire control system. I do not make definitive statements that often, but I'm telling you right now, you cannot ride this bicycle. You might think you can, but you can't. I know this because I'm often asked to speak at universities and conferences, and I take the bike with me. It's always the same. People think they're going to try some trick or they're just going to power through it. It doesn't work. Your brain cannot handle this. For instance, this guy, I offered him $200 just to ride this bike 10 feet across the stage. Everybody thought he could do it. No, you didn't understand. You didn't understand. So, this way.
Just a fun apart. One piece which I want to quickly show is he also shows his skill, how fast he can learn it.
His life. I wanted to know how long it would take to learn how to ride a backwards bike. So I told him if he learned how to ride a backwards bike, he could go here to Australia and he'd be a real astronaut. Are you going to give up? Go ahead. This is how it starts. Look at this. This is such a big deal. He got it. Did you see his brain get it? So he, in how many weeks are we going to do this? 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, he did something that took me 8 months to do, which demonstrates that a child has more neuroplasticity, am I even saying that right, than an adult. It's clear from this.
And it's possible because I got what I want to say, right? As adults, we have a challenge of, we talk about adoption a lot, right? We also saw a lot of quizzes about adoption, right? But what's the problem with adoption, right? Our old baggage is stopping us to change, right? So people in Devon, how many people from Devon? 1, 2, 3. You have done your Ikigai, right? Ikigai. Okay. So one activity which I want to do with you, since it's not, I don't want to be more theoretical. I want to just list down from a perspective what has changed now. Okay. Think about any belief system, any thought process. How it is shifting your thinking. What has shifted your way of thinking? It's activity you need to write using a pen and paper. I'll give you 2 minutes. Think about, because they may not understand, but for people in the industry for some time, it's difficult. Like for example, I forgot to drive in 4th gear in Bangalore. Okay, it's very difficult, right? And slowly I forgot my driving also. So I moved to auto and also out of auto now. I'm using cab driver, outsourced it to person. Some of the skills we used to have, okay, like short turn, island short turn, I'm not out of short turn. I'm just giving you an irrelevant example, but just want you to think through your skills. Is still agile relevant? and people in agile here, I have a lot of people in agile thinking, DevOps thinking, how much relevant it is.
So you mean identifying skill which is irrelevant?
Irrelevant, or I need to redefine it.
See, for example, taking notes. Some people were very fast in taking notes. That is one. Synthesizing a lot of information from web. They go to 20 sites and do some research. That is
Correct.
done quickly now.
Right? So when
But-
I'm using Teams channel, right? Every meeting, it gives me the summary of action items and what we do, right? And automatically we use loops to create action list for that we don't forget what to do. So when I run a big programs, right? It's a very challenging for a project manager. I see a lot of project managers. They have the challenge of tracking things up, right? So AI can redefine the way you want to take notes, as you rightly said, right?
And some people had the advantage, like they were getting good ratings because only that skill. Now that advantage is gone.
Correct. In fact, I'm good. My handwriting is really good, but it's no more required, right? Someone asked me, I have a fear of forgetting a lot of stuff because of AI. No, is sorry. Fear of missing FOMO, right? Actually, right. Phones actually because of smartphones we forgot to remember numbers, right? So it's happening, and AI also going to do this for us, right? But what is to remember, what we should actually okay to give away is a challenge. I'll pause here. Sorry, I'm talking. I wanted to take it.
You don't need to memorize everything. Anyway, I know. Everything is recorded, like in the teaching, whatever we have done, right? Every data, every matrix. Slowly thinking and decision making. You can avoid it.
You don't need this chair, right?
Ah, will put.
We wanted to make only a bigger decision, not a smaller decision. But I was talking about automation to AI. Still automation, like whatever was repeated, it won't be automation. Now, some small decision we are making that could be defined are shared.
So most of the Gen AI or LLM models, what we do is we have a human in the loop model, right? It's very critical that you can't give everything to machines to work on, right? So most of us, some of the use cases I was hearing, right, when organization are routing, they say I want to automate this, I want to automate reporting, okay? But I felt that is not a new use case for us, right? RPA was doing it, right? DevOps was trying to automate something to go to production, right? So why again AI is, you are applying the old use case for it, right? Again, old thinking. That's what I want to challenge you first. How can we break that pattern? I just want to hear one or two people.
One thought which I wanted to put it very clearly, which I see across my network and other folks, that when LLM were not there in our life, right? Any task that you give us, right? Anything, irrespective of any domain, we do a bit, we go a deep dive into the problem statement.
Correct.
Right? And then you don't directly prompt anywhere, you think about it, talk with people, understand it, your own analysis. Now, if you ask me after LLM, the one thing which I realize is I don't think. I never think deep hard. And that's a big problem. And I give a yarn to freshers that saying that you do not use LLM. But I have myself have become a victim of LLM.
Seriously, sir. I wrote all my review for my whole team appraisal using all these tools. I didn't even thought. I took all these emails, I thought it, no. I didn't, generally I used to give a very meaningful, I spend a lot of time to give that feedback, right?
Now,
It's,
In continuation, I would say that today there is a in the AI sector, I think, or in the domain of technology, I think that now there are two layers actually where people are working. So one layer is where the Gen AI and everything is there. So as you said rightly, prototype building, I am a full stack engineer. I learned a couple of tools. I learned everything in the Gen AI space, and I qualified myself as a full stack AI engineer. My market value has gone from somewhere to somewhere. I claim I know everything. Now when you ask the gentleman, this is where the trend is. Whereas I feel what has gone missing is, now if you ask him, okay boss, so what is the underlying of Gen AI technology? So he will say, oh, 2018 transformers. He knows the word. then okay, what is there in the
What
process?
model?
What model? Okay, what is there behind it?
Uh,
Okay, then you'll see him properly. He will not go to RNN or whatever, and he will not talk about deep learning. He will not have to go back and correlate the dots. So one thing which I'm slowly realizing is, and I mean all of us are responsible for it, including myself, that we want very quick time returns.
yeah.
So we are really not interested in investing time in our teams, in our community, in our set of people, juniors, peers, colleagues, to tell them that boss, go from bottoms up, don't go from top down.
Right.
Like,
Agreed.
even interview questions,
100%.
see, people are more keen to know about what tools can you use, what tools do you know. Hardly somebody would say that, okay, in a logistic regression, if it is y is equal to mx plus c,
Yeah.
what is that m, what is that c, and
How you manage the
how do you
cost?
manage, or some, nobody is going to ask you how do you optimize the gradient and
Correct,
what are the other stuff in the deep learning stuff, which is actually
Agreed.
the basic foundation and fundamental. So I think what I can see over the last 10 years, which has hugely shifted is, the focus is on quick returns. As he said, one of them said that, you really don't want to learn.
Correct.
You want quick output in less effort.
I think this is a lesson. There are two layers of happening in adoption. One is the, I would call tip of the iceberg issues, right? Where you want to quickly summarize, quickly, expand your ideas or make your content faster, building those contents faster, right? Lot of companies which is more of content driven model, which is able to take advantage of it, okay? But there are deeper problems. Very simple example, my son is 10, okay? He joined AI course. He was able to create his own website using Lava, right? But the problem with that is, he was not able to debug and change the CSS tag. He doesn't know about it. So, as you rightly said, sir, that understanding the foundation, right? For example, my team do white coding a lot, right? But problem with them is they are not able to debug the problem. But because it is generated too much of code, you don't know where the problem is, right? So,
And this is still okay because you are generating, but just imagine if you get hold of legacy code which was written 5 years ago and you come on it, and then you don't know where to start, where to end.
so let's pick that problem. I want to pick that problem. Just hold your questions because this is very relevant for most of us, right? For startups creating ideas like this, right? But ideas to survive for a long time is a challenge. How many ideas you have generated so far? 10, right? How many survived? Still survive, right? Prototype phase, right? Most of the problem is not at that level, right? Problem is to take that next evolution stage, right? I'll touch that, right? Hope this is very valuable, this part, right? Very valuable, right?
You are just touching the
Okay.
pain point.
So this is practically a problem I'm facing.
So that is not even I am
Okay.
also facing.
So the another important message I want to take is beware of false knowledge, wrong knowledge, right? Lot of things we learn. YouTube give you the FOMO problem also, but you get many people posting many things. You waste your time of not getting the wrong direction of doing it. Okay, it is more dangerous than ignorance. Okay, but how you solve the problem? You have learned something. For example, coming to this place, right? You can get many directions. Okay, not going the wrong side is one biggest problem, right? Even if it redirects you, still okay. How you solve the problem of not going the wrong direction? I learned something, but I learned the wrong way. It takes long time to unlearn that. Any examples can you take?
Remember landmarks. Remember landmarks.
Landmarks, right? So, but unlearn in your life, it's a challenge.
No, you
Because
take any new gadget, you will spend a lot of time because you are used to do certain things certain way. Navigation will get lost.
It's challenge, right? See, roads, we can build lot of flyovers, but still there are some underlying problem which you can't change. So when you are building a house, it's very easy to break and build it. But if you are building a 30-story building, you can't make changes for certain foundational aspects, right? That is actually getting shifted now using AI, right? So for that, we need to have a different model in organizations or personal level aspect. So I'm using this, but still I'm going back. So it's my unlearning part I should do. Okay. What you see here, What image you see here? Quickly, what image you see here?
Everybody is focusing on type 1 error now.
Okay, no, that okay. What image you see here? Anyone? Old lady? Only old lady? Come on, yaar. Young mind should see some young girl there. See the other side. Alright? Actually, okay, that's a pattern, what we see. Correct? And in people have done some machine learning here. Anyone have done some basic logic regression, some level? People know this problem, type 1, type 2 error. Someone will talk about bias problems, right? I face a lot when I go to production. All my models, when I see the production data, the data drift happens, and my challenge is always to solve this type 1, type 2 error, right? And variance versus bias, right? So this problem is what we have to continuously work on. So I'm still making sense, I'm still relevant. Raise your hands, because I don't want to rush every slide and then say we are good. I just take 1, 2 lessons and move forward. Make sense? Okay, with me so far? Okay. So let's move to one common problem. It's like too many tools in the market, too many things explored, we don't know what to learn, right? My lesson in DevOps Agile is, a fool with a tool is still a fool. Huh? It's a fool with a tool is still a fool, right? You may have all the tool stack. I have enterprise license for everything you wanted in big companies, right? But I use only 5-10% of the capabilities, right? People say Jira, I saw you meeting Jira, right? How many features are you using? You use too many features in it, day in, day out. Right? Great.
I almost live with it. And
So is your organization taking advantage of all the capabilities of Jira? Enterprise license?
all the capability, but
That's what I'm asking
too
for.
many. Okay, especially me means I try to do a lot things, but I explore all the automation, go to the agents, okay, Confluence, Jira Confluence, dashboards, reporting, summary, a lot.
Right? True, sir. So when you GitLab, we use GitLab a lot, GitHub, right? Tons of capabilities are day in, day out coming in. Correct? But picking what you want is what we look for, right? Again, to make it more simpler for example, so you have which bank you use, sir? Which bank app you use? Kotak Mahindra. How many features are there in that app? It's a stochastic number. So you use 7 to 8 features. That's more important for you, right? So that's what I want to focus on. I have a purpose to adopt of AI, and I have to make a right choice. Also, another important concept is called right movement. What I want to do, right? That's why I'm pitching in the concept here. Okay? I want to take one step back to explain this concept a little differently. Okay? Say you are playing a chess game without having the board. Okay? Someone is playing the pawn. Can you tell me what is the next move will look like? People play chess, right? What will be the next move? Actually, I lost. Nothing different.
No, positions are not clear. No?
Huh?
Positions are not clear.
What's the word is?
Positions are not clear.
What it means to you in IT or AI and all?
Advantage or disadvantage?
Fantastic. So let's hold this idea. The importance of situational awareness, right? It matters, right? How many people know you are, how long you've been divorced? How far you are?
Close to 3 years.
3 years, right? How far you are from Devon? Coming from travel home from?
Just close by Yelanga.
Lanka. Okay. Fantastic, sir. So,
No, Hyderabad is a little far.
so You have been 3 years coming to office. You know the route, how it comes, right?
Wait, is any HR here? Yes, I'm coming to office regularly.
Okay. When I say regularly, the frequency may differ. That's not a problem.
Yes.
Okay. But do you check your Google Map daily or when you start?
Every time I.
Why?
How is the.
You know the route, right?
Traffic conditions, sir.
What is shifted now?
Traffic conditions.
What position is changed?
Traffic conditions.
This is the unpredictable part of any movement.
Bangalore movement.
Correct. Right? See, for me, I am coming from electricity time zone.
That is also traffic conditions.
Okay. It is Bengali time zone. Right? When my team member comes in, he says I am in the jet lag.
No, I had even suggested the HR to keep a bed over here so that people like us can come take.
So we have it. So
We rejuvenated to work.
no, we have tried that. We have tried that, but jet lag takes 7 days.
We don't even get 7 minutes.
I have tried that. Okay.
Why do you hire expatriates?
So, but okay, let me come back to the topic. So, jokes apart, the concept of position make a difference for us. Okay. So, we may have a purpose to build a chessboard, but unless you know the chess position, your strategy completely changes every opponent move. That's a critical message I want to take from this slide. Every move, your strategy to move will change. Every time when someone moves a LLM to a different stage, right? When it goes from one state to another state of from single model to multi-model, right? It shifted the game for different organizations, different model of working. Correct? Take any model. For example, who do white coding here? Right? That's some white coding, right? What has shifted now in white coding? What has shifted because of white coding? What has changed now? Is it testing still relevant? Or security, how security has to shift? Right? How many people do the mapping during your activity? So when you do your, right? So from the context of your role, again, I want to do this exercise. How this has shifted your domain, your work? At a personal level, right? Take your role, okay? And what has shifted in your work because of AI?
Search, basic search engine is gone.
Search engine.
Only with the AI.
Search engine is not gone.
Meaning we don't use it. For
Yeah,
other
but-
things.
have AI now.
AI is there, right? But the way you search is changed a bit,
Exactly, that's what
right? Because of what has impacted. That's what I want to attach here. Just because of that change, yeah, go ahead.
we get exact answer to our questions. Like similar, if we search on search engines, we get the links. On the contrary, if we search anything on AI, we get the exact pinpoint answer.
It understands your context much more better. As simple as it, right? So it is able to understand the context. So major problem with vibe coding is for me when I do spec-driven development model, etc. Because the reason is you're not able to understand all the unknowns I didn't give to it. Right? So we still have those problems. Okay? Like I don't have patience to write that prompt. Because day before yesterday I was writing a prompt for at least for 70 lines. Okay, giving specs, detailed specs of what all things I should handle, right? But still have a challenge of missing something because of either architectural challenges or every pattern, right?
Sir, for the sake of audience, can you just give a defined vibe coding what is it? I do not know.
Anyone? So I have people, those smart kids here.
Can somebody explain what is vibe coding?
Vibe coding is basically you use all the sort of AI tools.
Yeah.
Vibe coding is basically Vibe coding is basically you use all the AI tools to make a specific app, and you have no idea. Like suppose you are a newbie or you have no idea about how to make apps, how to make websites. You use simple AI tools, you give them prompt, and it generates the code. You attach a backend to it using Supabase or any other AI tools like Replit does it, and the whole app is ready. That's the way.
Simple analogy is lazy for lazy, you're saying, no? Lazy to lazy, super lazy. Super lazy. Somebody else will do it.
super lazy. Right? So I use lovable to create mobile apps.
Correct.
Correct, similar.
I have no idea about how to make apps. So that is my coding, right?
Absolutely. Right? Use instead of talking about code development, now you talk about text-driven development or teaching-driven development model. So changing towards the way you develop coding. Right? Which tools you guys use for development? Cursor, Winster, Perplexity, Amazon Q Developer, Copilot, right? All right. So okay. So I have some people who actually have done a lot. Okay. So this is a very important concept. People heard about Wadley mapping. Anybody heard about Wadley mapping here? Okay. And sorry.
How do you spell it?
Wadley, W-A-R-D-L-E. Okay. I will. It's great. It's good for me. Like nobody knows about it. I can play the game. So to understand the challenge in moving from proof of concept to proof of scale. Your problem as a startup, right, is not about ideas, right? Once you prove it, how to scale it to the market is a challenge, right? I know, for example, we may have created some QA automation tool, identify test cases, right? Success factor, and we may publish a white paper, we have done AI there, right? But problem is when you take it to the next customer, right? Zero. You need to come to the square, ground box to start again. So there is always a challenge of understanding how to scale and when to scale, right? So this concept of evolution in terms of certainty and works, right? Genesis is what generally you have a new idea coming, right? You have 10 ideas, right? Some may have a competitive advantage, some may have an US undivided share advantage of it, right? That may work for some level, but for example, AWS turning on about PC servers, right? Virtual environments, 2006 was a Genesis idea. 2014 smart touch phone was a Genesis idea, right? Now it is no more that if you buy a phone, that touch is not a new capability. You expect that capability as a BAU, right? This pattern is everywhere, right? So earlier I came to Devon with a DevOps expertise, right? In 2001, that was very new that time. Okay, I was able to sell my ideas, right? But after some time now it's no more the concept, right? You have to redefine yourself regularly, right? Like your body cells change every 7-8 years. The redefinition always happens. Right? So once a Genesis idea, what problem you face is kind of custom built thought process. So to stabilize your idea, you started building it much more better. I think I can give this story with a small example, right? See, for example, I'm from Chennai, okay, and Kumbakonam. Okay, my mom is from Kumbakonam, and she knows how to make a good coffee mixture. Okay, the chicory, jaggery, etc. Right? And my friends came and said, this is a good coffee mixture, right? Say, let me take 100 grams from my mother so that I can, right? This became, spread. This idea started spreading. So a lot of my friends started on, right? Now slowly, I thought it should be good business, right? But the problem is this, my mother is not able to make the same taste every time, right? So my problem is standardization problem. So what you do to standardization?
Document. Document the ingredients.
Document, measuring,
Specification.
automation, SOP, etc. Right? So it's spread to 1,000 people now, right? But I'm not able to manage the volume it's coming. Right? So now I need to understand my process to optimize it. Instead of taking 10 days to do, I need to do within 2 days, 1 day. So this is a very simple example, but everyone knows this pain in any project you work on.
Agile, yeah.
Agile, right? But does Agile works in every place? No. DevOps works in every place? No. What works, what not, so how you decide that? I'll come back to AI adoption also, but keep your answers with me. So I'll go through the change, right? Anybody heard this hype cycle? Right? Have you heard this hype cycle? People who don't know this, Gartner produced this hype cycle and talks about how it reaches the stable state, okay, and how long it takes. It gives you predictability for a capability. For example, I was working on graph drag, but here, right, 2 years back. By the time when we are working with IISc Bangalore, we are creating our own work pattern. But by the time we went to market, it was outdated. The models what we worked on, right? The structure, the algorithms of graph we worked on, slowly became outdated because the players in the market were able to do the grounding much more better than us. So, but this is very important aspect of movement, right? When things are coming, how soon it is moving, what it is disrupting is a key message I want to take again and again, right? Because we take a lot of initiatives in the organization. Personally, we learn a lot, right? But we don't connect the dots, what is moving. So how this connects is what, again, the same example, if that's a cup of tea, I gave a coffee example, right? But for the coffee to work better, I also need to understand a few more things, right? Coffee is what is visible to the end user or to me, right? But or tea is what is there, right? But to make cup of tea, there is I need tea bags, right? I need cup, I need hot water, I need kettle, hot water, etc. Right? This what we call is a value chain. Then when I see cup of tea, for me as say Devon as a service company, for example, right? It has some customers' request, right? We also have a downstream requirement. How they are changing, right? If the downstream has shifted, your business will shift, your model will shift, right? So to map this, you can't just apply. I want to learn only LLM or something, right? You should also understand what is shifting together, right? First step of that is what is visible, what is invisible to you. How will you identify that? Is by using something called value chain. So, okay, I have a data science team, okay. My typical example of a data science architecture, right? I have a lot of exploratory tools like I may use Vertex AI, I may use Click, I may use Power BI, all the text stack because I want the complexity of the work. For example, if I want to do some churn analysis for next couple of years, how I want to put a fiber structure, etc. I use Vertex AI, build all the models. Behind the scene, what we do is we build a lot of data products. The data products are nothing but a logical group of data sets from different systems so that they have a meaningful context to it. Okay? It's a very common term when people who have passion in data, they have more on building data products and structure of it, right? After that, you need to have a data warehousing model and then connect it. I need to know from where the data is coming. I need data lineage, metadata models. Anybody data engineering here?
No, but this can also be called as a data lake.
No. Data lake is a very small part of this. It's an entire ecosystem of a data lake. That's it. Okay. So you need to have the entire ecosystem and see how the entire ecosystem is also shifting. Right. So this you can find everywhere. If you ask for Microsoft to give you a cloud stack or what is your tech stack, right? Depends upon what has been in your organization, it differs, right? I've given you probably 10% of my tech stack here. Okay. So there are some tools, data orchestration, how data goes from different Oracle systems versus different systems will differ, right? Some of them are homegrown schools, some of them are moved to cloud. For example, there is BigQuery as well as I have Oracle data sources to move forward, right? When I see the value chain for a data scientist or data analytics, this may not be meaningful for it, right? But for organization, this is critical because unless and until this is stable, you can achieve that the data-driven decisioning model end of the day. Correct? So someone is asking data-related questions, right? How stable they are. That is your dosa atta or that dough. Without that you can't make 80 type of dosas, right? So foundation is the data quality and how data quality is an everywhere challenge. If you want your career to be data quality in data analytics, it's an amazing career. It's not going to get solved anywhere in any company. because of all the legacy systems, all the systems we get, that the data quality is always a challenge. So, let me again ask you to build this. Okay, one activity I want is build your value chain and then your pattern. So, I want your group activity. Okay. 2 to 3 people together. I'll give to, so probably you 3 can do this together, right? First one is the value chain. I'll explain what it is. So you can do this as a two members of my team. I'll just use it to explain. I'll see what happened, right? First one is about your value chain, right? I want you to draft based on your role or your team or your organization. If you're a startup, you identify your user, okay, who are critical segment you are targeting. If you are education, you are targeting students, right? You have to map your, who's your anchor, what they call it, right? If you know the anchor, then you know what they are trying to solve it, right? You do the mapping here, right? List on all the supply chain what you need. Yeah, exactly. So this coffee example, right? Till the, if it is outside your realm, right? For example, power comes from government, electricity board. You don't need to care about it, right? But unless it is stable, for hospitals you want to run 24/7. This matters a lot. Correct? So you need to know if solar is coming in and it is shifting the way you want to work on, right? Makes a difference. For automobile, if Toyota is coming up with a water-based or model of engines, right? This is going to shift the base, right? War industry, Operation Sindhu, the whole transformation has happened, the way you do war. I'm giving tons of examples because you can link the concepts.
So in this case, you are only all involved.
You want to take a step?
Like what elements are.
What elements I know how my repair, okay, for most of the, for example, Unilever, it's not that the product making is a problem. The source, supply chain generally may be the problem.
It is similar to ER diagram.
ER diagram, that's a data architecture level. Entity and relationship model, right? How they are related, right? This entity means this. This is a value chain. I'm just keeping as a startup, right? You take one level up. I'll explain the concept, right? I'll tell you what it is. To differentiate what is between the supply chain and example, value chain is something that focuses on value creation to customer. Supply chain is something that focuses on flow of materials and products. That's a big difference, right? So how you understand the value chain matters a lot, right? And I want you to do this because this is going to be a very critical virtue you're carrying, right? And what I have done is, once you do this, I will explain the next sheet under it. Okay. 5 minutes. Timer. Timer is it? Good. For me. How much time I have? No. How much time I have? Only 30 minutes more. I want to have these people to know first. Many people hungry. Sorry guys. So I have 13 more minutes to go. How many people are hungry? Can we extend? Team consensus.
Yes. People who have their stomachs upsetting, asking for food, raise your.
Or this is interesting. No, knowledge or food.
We'll complete this one.
Yes, yes.
And then come back.
Shall we complete the entire session
Okay.
and then go for food?
Is it okay?
I think that will be better, right?
I need extra 10 minutes.
So, 12 minutes you have, plus
Plus
you
12.
have 10 minutes, 22 minutes.
I'll solve it. Okay. I'll try to rush.
No rushing actually.
No, I have.
Right, actually. So, let's say it's around 1:18 now. Is it okay if we wind up at 1:45? Yeah? 1:45 sounds good? Sir, will you able to wrap it up by 1:45?
Depends upon how.
Let's do it quickly for the sake of lunch.
So let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
So far, interesting making sense, guys. Are you still enjoying the session?
It's all invisible. Or it's not in any order. Third party.